All right, here we go. Second series, Ashtanga Yoga. Meet me at the top of your mat in Samastitihi. We honor those that walk the path before us. Deepen the breath, Surya Namaskara A. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Step walk, float back, Chaturanga. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Mula Bandha, pelvic floor in and up. Uddiyana Bandha, the lock just below the belly center. And Jalandhara Bandha, the lock of the chin, so a very subtle tuck of the chin. Hollow your belly, eyes forward, top of the mat. Lengthen, bow, stand up, palms touch. Release the arms. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Step walk, fly back, Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha, long lines, fingers to hips, hips to heels. Observing and finding the balance between intensity, being firm, but also being compassionate. Eyes forward, top of the mat. Lengthen. Bow, sweep up, palms touch, release the arms, Ekam up, Dve fold, Trini lengthen, Chatwari float back, lower, Pancha over the toes, Shat hips high, eyes set. Breath by breath, posture by posture, move farther and farther away from who you think you need to be. We're getting closer and closer to the inner self, the high self. Eyes forward, top of the mat. Lengthen. Bow. Reach up, palms touch. Release the arms. Surya B, bending into the knees. Over the thighs, forehead to shin. Lengthen. Chaturanga, light as a feather. Urdhva Mukha. Adho Mukha. Right foot steps, Vira A, come up. Down, hands plant, Chaturanga. Urdhva Mukha. Adho Mukha, left foot steps, lunge and reach. Hands plant, Chaturanga. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Set your eyes. Lift your pelvic floor. And marvel at this remarkable body. Completing your exhale, eyes forward, top of the mat. Lengthen. Bow. Utkatasana, clean. Stand up. Utkatasana. Uttanasana, over the thighs. Ardha, lengthen. Chaturanga Dandasana, back and lower. Urdhva lifts the heart. Adho slides back. Right foot steps, warrior one. Chaturanga, belly drawn back. Urdhva Mukha. Adho Mukha, left foot steps, lunge, reach. Hands plant, step back, lower. Over the toes, heart up, slide back. There is a quote in one of David Whyte's poems, and he says, "Anything or anyone that does not bring you alive is too small for you." Lift the skin of the armpits up, pull the navel center back, drop your heart. Eyes forward, top of the mat. Lengthen. Bow. Sit in your throne. Stand up. Utkatasana. Uttanasana. Ardha Uttanasana. Chaturanga, clean, chin forward. Over the toes, pinky toes down. Take it back. Right foot steps, Vira A, up. Down, fingers wide, collarbones long. Ride the inhale. Over the toes, left foot steps, A, up. Very Canadian, hands down, step back and lower. Over the toes, wide open heart. Slide back, beautiful Rosalie. Smoothing out the inhales and exhales. Smoothing out the hamstrings, the deltoids, the rhomboids. Traction your muscles. Hollow your belly, eyes forward, top of the mat. Lengthen. Bow. Sit low, palms touch. Stand up. Catch your waist, feet hip distance, heart up. Padangusthasana, catch your big toes, lengthen. Fold forward. The inhales look for space. The exhales depth. Where are your eyes looking? One spot. Inhale, lengthen. Bend your knees and slide your hands under your feet. Padahastasana, heart up, fold in. Tip the weight forward so the toes are literally pressing into the creases of the wrists and the big meaty part of the thumb, of the palm. Inhale, lengthen. Catch your waist, stand up, feet together. Step out to the right, Trikonasana. Press into the right big toe. Take the shin or the toe, left arm up. Pregnant pause between inhale and exhale. Space between thought. Eyes down, inhale, up, right toes in, left toes forward, Trikonasana. Set the bones, set the muscles, and control the prana, the life. If the back leg is dull, give it some attention. Eyes down, inhale up, Parivrtta Trikonasana. Catch the waist, widen the thighs, left palm to a block or the floor, right arm up. Drishti, eyes on the thumbnail. Mula bandha pelvic floor active and thoracic spine rolling open. Eyes down, inhale up, pivot, opposite side, widen the thighs, anchor the right palm, roll open the chest. Inhale, seek space. Exhale, rotation. Inhale comes all the way up, 5-pointed star, top of the mat. A bigger step out to the right, bend deeply, Utthita Parsvottanasana. Glue your bicep to your calf, and then press your knee, your calf muscle, into your arm muscle. Drishti, gaze to the palm. Give me way more leg, back leg, so straight and strong. Big inhale picks you up, opposite side, lunge, land. Link the leg and arm, set the eyes. Go to your mouth, let it be soft. A big inhale picks you up, Parivrtta Parsvottanasana, face the back. Hook your left elbow, hands to prayer, or the arms open and the back heel drops. There will be a subtle restriction to the breath. It'll force us into our side ribs, back ribs, upper chest. Inhale takes you up and over, opposite side, lunge. Hook your elbow, hands to prayer, perhaps they open, extend the arm. Live in the arch of the back foot, sometimes it might fall, lift it. Big inhale picks us up, 5-pointed star, top of the mat. Step out with the right, Prasarita, pigeon toe the feet, lift the chest. A, hands down, Canadian. Inhale, lengthen. Fold forward, walk your hands back, reach your crown, the middle of your brain toward the ground. Find the perineum, find the pelvic floor, find the seat of the pelvis. And then the midbrain, the glands in the middle of your brain. Inhale, lengthen. Catch your waist, stand up. B, arms float open, catch the waist. Puff the chest, fold, head down. Find the axis of the spine. Find the integrity of the leg bones. And a sweet expression on your face. Inhale, stand up. Arms float open. C, intertwine the fingers, a wider stance. Boost the chest, bend the knees, roll the pelvis, hands to the floor. Prasarita Padottanasana C, go toward the toes. Big inhale stands you up. The arms float open. D, catch your waist, lift your chin, hands down the legs, catch the big toes. Big inhale lifts the sternum, and exhale takes you down. The blend of being firm but kind.
knowing what's the appropriate amount of effort and what is the appropriate amount of ease. Every day it's different. Inhale, lengthen. Catch your waist, stand up, top of the mat. Take your hands behind your back, an upside down prayer, a right side up. Right foot steps a leg's distance back. Pivot to face the right. Lengthen and fold. Parsvottanasana pyramid. So the pyramid is the strongest structure on the planet. Embody the strength of the strongest structure and say that 5 times. Inhale, rise, pivot, opposite side, lift your chest, dive. Parsvottanasana, the last posture of the standing work before we move to second. Big inhale lifts you up, opens you wide, gorgeous top of the mat. Inhale up, fold, lengthen. Chaturanga, eyes to the baseboards. Urdhva, big long line, Adho. Step walk, float to the top, little squat, Pashasana. Hook your right elbow over your left knee or hook it around your right knee. Bind around 1 or 2 of the knee joints. Get heavy in the heels. The translation is noose. Untangle, opposite side, Pashasana. Bind around 1 or 2 of the knee joints. So as the word suggests, it's not super comfortable. It's not called couch pose or massage pose. A handstand hop, vinyasa. Untangle, hands down, pop, chaturanga, urdhva mukha, adho mukha. Step walk, float through to a seat, Kranchasana. Left leg tucks back, move the meat. Lift your right leg up, take your shin, your ankle, your foot. Plug the thigh bone into the pelvis, heart buoyant. Inhale, lengthen. Release, it could be a one-legged crow vinyasa, a step back, a dandasana. And all the way back through to a seat, Kranchasana, heron, other side. Right leg tucks back, round the pelvis, and catch the foot. So the second series translates as alternate nerve cleansing, so right and left side nerve cleansing. Inhale, lengthen. Release the shape, it's one-legged crow. We'll meet on our bellies. You might vinyasa or go straight to the tummy. Onto the belly, Shalabhasana A and B. Tops of the hands on the floor, lift your heart. Lift up even higher through the chest. Everything stays up, but plant your palms, fingertips at rib height, elbows elbows drawn back. Imagine I'm pushing on your elbows, which is forcing the chest higher. Release the cheek. It could be a vinyasa or cheek to one side. Back to our bellies, frog pose, Bakasana. Let the feet flop, let the hips be free. Reach back, catch the feet, flip the fingers, push your feet outside your hips. Soft eyes. That blend of effort matched with kindness. Release the shape cheek to one side or vinyasa. Dhanurasana bow from our belly. Bend your knees, catch your ankles, rise up. Let the legs that take you to the supermarket, they take you up hills and mountains, let those legs do what they're meant to do. Release the shape, it's cheek to one side or a vinyasa. Parsvadhanurasana side bow. Bend your knees, catch your ankles up. Rock over, right shoulder, right hip, ears back. Lean back, Jalandhara Bandha, that throat lock, that little tiny double chin in the face. Zipper through center, opposite side, Parsvadhanurasana, side bow. Go to your mouth. Go to your eyebrows. Come all the way through center and release. Vinyasa or downward dog. Drop down onto the knees, Ustrasana, camel. Take the tailbone forward, elbows together, think Prasarita B, and then maybe hands back, throat back. All the way up, it's either a little tuck jump, vinyasa, child's pose, or sit back on the heels. Second round, Legavadrasana or Ustrasana. Catch your waist, go back, track the glutes, maybe reach for the creases of the knees. Feel the tops of the feet anchored down. All the way up. A little tuck jump, vinyasa, or sit back and take a beat. Last back bend for a while. Ustrasana or Lagu or Capo. Ready, set, go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, all the way up. It's a vinyasa or take a beat. We'll come all the way through to a seat for a modification on a pose that requires a partner. Cross-legged, half lotus, or full Padmasana, full lotus. You can reach your hands behind your back to catch your elbows. One day, someone is sitting on your knees and you're going back. So let's lift the chest, inhale, look back. Exhale up. Inhale, look back. Exhale up. 3 more, look back. Come up. 2, 1. Release the shape. It's a vinyasa or a downward dog. First time we jump into crow. Now you might flirt with the idea, you might play with trampoline elbows, and it's a low crow. Jump or step forward, fly. Step walk, fly back, lower. Urdhva Mukha, up you go. Adho Mukha back. This is handstand to crow. Again, you could step forward or you could use your wall, play handstand. And then transition slowly, Kelsey Loomer, I hope you got it, and fly. 3, 2, 1. Step walk, pounce back, lower, ride it up, slide it back. Eyes forward through to a seat, Bharadvadrasana. Take your left leg, tuck it back. Take your right leg, cross it over. It could be half lotus or touch the thigh. Reach the right hand to the floor behind you or catch your lotus toe and maybe thread that left arm under the knee. Inhale, draw that left shoulder head back, right shoulder head back, and exhale, twist. Inhale, roll that shoulder back, twist. Eyes forward, untangle, vinyasa or dandasana. All the way through to a seat, Bharadvadrasana, other side. Take the right leg, tuck it back. Take the left leg, put it on top. You could touch the thigh, you could catch a bind, threading that top arm under and roll the eyes, not roll well maybe. Spin your shoulder back, eyes back. Mula Bandha. Top shoulder back. Imagine I had the head of your humerus, your left shoulder bone, and I was pulling it behind you. Eyes forward, untangle, vinyasa or dandasana. All the way through to a seat, Ardha Matsyendrasana. Take your left leg, tuck it under, take your right leg, step it over. Right hand behind the back, left elbow hooks the knee, or you reach for the arch of your foot and catch your hip. Nice, Shauna. Inhale, eyes forward. Release, vinyasa or dandasana as we take that posture on the opposite side, Ardha Matsyendrasana. Right leg under, left leg over. Left hand behind the back. Right elbow catches the knee or reaches all the way for the arch of the foot. The eyes come forward, untangle, vinyasa or dandasana. This is where stuff gets weird. All the way through to a seat. You might even jump with your right foot around your wrist. Ekapada Shirshasana, leg behind the head. And you might work here with this like half happy baby thing, more than enough. You might like to fold the bottom leg in, rock it, maybe tuck the foot behind the head. We'll play for 10 breaths. Traditionally, we're up, we're folded forward, and then we pick up. If you're upright, maybe bow forward. Rising all the way up, untangle the shape, vinyasa or dandasana. Little bit more weirdness. Through to a seat, left hip rocks. This could be good enough. What a silly thing to say. Some of you might like to sweep the knee over, move the flesh. You know, in primary series, we see that Kurmasana, but we're never working it one at a time. So the second series is kind of sweet in that you finally get to play with just one of your legs. If you're upright, you might like to bow forward. Rising all the way up, vinyasa or dandasana. So we'll take Dvipada, so both legs behind the head, but some of us will just balance on our bottoms and bring our feet together like a Baddha Konasana. Some of you might like to take the legs wide. If you're working both legs behind the head upright, feel free to do that. Mula Bandha wherever you are. And vinyasa, so you might take a Titibhasana or legs behind the head and all the way on to our backs for double leg behind the head. Sleeping yogi, because that's how we sleep. Option 1, happy baby. Option 2, start to work the right leg behind the head and then maybe the left leg behind the head. It's really helpful to have a friend or a teacher help you. 3, 2, 1. Untangle. It's a chakrasana or a vinyasa. Meet me in a downward facing dog in the middle of your mat. Some of you will jump straight into Titibhasana, and some of you will step jump, walk your feet around your wrists, catch your heels, walk it in. If TT's too much, take crow. Sit back on the arms, eyes up. So in primary series, we see this pose for one single breath, right? And it can be really messy. What does she even want from me? Release your feet to the floor. Option 1, bind around the right knee joint. Option 2, bind behind the back. 5 steps back. Right foot, left foot. Right foot, left foot, right foot. If you're bound around the right, switch to the left. Walk forward 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Untangle. Titibhasana, pick it up. And vinyasa. Holy cramoly. Pinchamayurasana, forearm stand. Option to chill. Option to dolphin. If you have a wall, get your wall looking good, Rosie. I love your determination, everyone. When you're ready, up we go. So there's 2 pinchas here. Once you're up, tone your glutes, reach through the toes, big, long breath. 3, 2, 1. So you either come down or vinyasa. Second Pincha Mayurasana, option to take the legs into lotus. Ready, set, let's do this. Up we go. Nerve cleansing, they say you want to meet God. They're in your spine, and it's not God, a person in the sky, it's your highest self. And it's helpful when things are a bit hard. And wherever you are, vinyasa, urdhva, adho. Eyes to the top of the mat, step walk, float to the top. Lengthen, bow, stand up, release your arms. Feet hip distance. Touch your pinky fingers together. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold, head between the legs. Lengthen, step walk, jump back. Take your elbows to your belly. Lift the legs up. The chin could rest. 3, 2, 1. Up dog, down dog. Flip your palms. Eyes forward, top of the mat. Lengthen, bow, stand up, palms touch, release your arms. Nakrasana, crocodile. So we jump straight into chaturanga. We'll hop forward 1, 2, 3. We'll hop back 1, 2, 3, and your butt kind of initiates the movement. Good luck. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. You're jumping out of crow prepared you. Inhale, lengthen. Hop, chaturanga. 1, 2, 3, back. 1, 2, 3. Up dog, down dog, eyes forward, top of the mat. Inhale, lengthen, bow, stand tall, release the arms. Horse pose, feet hip distance. Half lotus or no half lotus. Right leg up, half lotus or tree. Imagine that you're doing it like you do in primary. So catch the toe, fold. Release the hands to the earth. So option 1, lotus knee or tree leg down and step the other foot back like Ustrasana. Full variation, that left foot comes forward as you stand up. Wrap your left arm under your right. Long spine, soft eyes. Lift up out of your pelvis. Release the hands. This is traditionally done with a vinyasa, but we'll inhale, lengthen. Exhale, rise all the way up. Release your shape. Opposite side, left leg, half lotus or tree. fold. Release the posture, knee to the ground. Again, that right leg could step back so you're a little bit better supported. Otherwise, it's forward, right arm under. Nice Ranya. Nice rage. Yeah, keep working that beautiful Shana higher in the torso. 3, 2, 1. Untangle. Find a standing forward bend. Exhale. Come all the way up. Release the pose. So good. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Lengthen. Step walk, pounce back, lower. Drag your chest through. Slide back. Eyes forward through to a seat for gate pose. Take your right leg, fold it back. So my foot is either pointed or flexed, but I'm in like a wide-legged shape. Auction, sure. Walk your left hand to the left or take your left hand inside your foot, right arm up and over. Gate pose. Spin your right lung open. Rise all the way up, Vinyasa or Dandasana. All the way through. Parigrasana gate pose, right leg out, left leg folds back. So think Upavishta, wide-legged. The right hand could reach to the right if that's your option, or take the right hand to the inner edge of the foot and roll it open. Spin your left lung open. More. Rise all the way up. Vinyasa or downward dog. Gomukhasana. So some of you might jump into it. Otherwise, right knee comes forward, left knee behind. And this is a little bit different than the typical vinyasa, new agey stuff. We actually want our calf muscles to feel like sausages, vegan sausages. And we want to attempt to sit back on both our heels. Left hand on top. Slow the breath. You might feel a pinch in your little sausage leg. Those are known as marma points. Just like Janus and half lotuses, it will go away the more you do it. Lift your eyes, lift the left arm up, thread it down the back, and reach the right arm through. Take your shirt, take your strap, looks good, D. Ears back, Jalandhara Bandha, throat lock. Release the shape. It's a vinyasa or a down dog for a moment. Opposite side, left, then right. Use your knee to move your calf and then squeeze the ankles toward each other and sit back so the top knee pops off. Right hand on top of left. Go to the place where there is the most amount of ease and then put a little more ease there. Sensation is okay, it can't kill you. Reach the right arm up, drop it down the back, and thread the left arm through. Catch your shirt or your fingers Gomukhasan. Untangle. It's a vinyasa or a downward dog. And we'll meet on our back. So this next pose we've done already. It's one of the twists. It's entered from shoulder stand, so we'll just play with a rock and roll. Come back onto your back and take your right leg into a half lotus or a tree. Use your hands. What will end up happening is this left knee is going to bend back. So that twisted seated pose we did, rock up, fold your knee back. Yeah, fold that knee back, Shauna. Good girl. And then take your left hand either to your knee or under it. Right hand binds or rests on the floor. Imagine I have you by your right shoulder blade and I've got you and I'm cupping it. You feel safe and we're twisting you. The eyes come forward, vinyasa, or lie on your back. For Bharadvadrasana, from our back, through to a seat, onto your back. Toes overhead, take your left leg into a half lotus or a tree. And then with momentum, try to make it super clean. Rock up, right knee folds back. Nice, Rach. Spin it. Maybe there's a bind, not necessary. Hand threads underneath the knee, shoulders drawn back. Mula Bandha, Jalandhara Bandha. The tendency is for the chest to pucker, for there to be compression in your kidneys. Resist it. Kidneys broad, tuck your low ribs together. Eyes forward, release, vinyasa or downward dog. The 7 headstands, and they're done with vinyasas out, but feel free to come up, come down, come up, come down, and stick with whatever feels right. Drop to the knees. The first one is tripod. Hands shoulder distance apart, head down, slide up. Elbows tight, belly drawn back. Do you see what you're looking at? One place. Vinyasa or come down for child's. Second headstand, we call it the forklift. Lower your head. The hands, tops of the hands are on the earth. The arms are straight. Come up. Repeat tripod if this is too much on the neck. This will be about 20 to 30% more effort in the neck. 2. 1. Flip your palms, vinyasa, or sit back. Third Shirshasana, feel free to repeat the second. Head down, arms out wide, palms down. Two. 1. Flip the palms, vinyasa. Yeah, I know, that one's a doozy. Drop down onto the knees, Shirshasana headstand, traditional style. Hands down, we know this one well. Walk it in, go up. Soft mouth. Right, so those last 3 headstands, there's a lot of weight on the head. I believe it's strategically that way, so we are alert. Vinyasa, or sit back. The next one, the hands come out, the arms go out in front like Pincha Mayurasana, forearm stand, but your head is down. Little bit bizarre. Ready? Up we go. Draw the navel back. Trust your hands. Trust your legs, your belly, all the time, effort you've spent on the mat. Vinyasa, or sit back. 2 more. You amazing, amazing humans. Knees down. This time we catch the creases of our elbows and take our head out in front, elbows down. So you're making a tripod, but instead of the hands, it's the elbow joints. Set the drishti. 3. Firm lines through the legs, through the head. 2. 1. Vinyasa, or sit back. Last freaking headstand. This one is maybe the weirdest. Catching your traps, so the muscles by the neck. Catch your traps. Pull your elbows forward. It's the same thing, a tripod, but now it's just the tips of the elbows anchoring down. I use my hands to support my head just a little bit, my pinky fingers. Clear the abdomen. 3. Trust yourself. 2. 1. Vinyasa, or downward facing dog. And come all the way down onto your back for closing. Back bends on our backs. Walk your feet in. This one is for power, empowerment. Push the floor away, go up, and it happens when we do what we say we're gonna do, when we keep our commitments. And down. If you have a drop back practice, that might be fun. Next one, in honor of flow state, getting lost in what we're doing, up we go. Squeeze the thighs, stack the shoulders over the wrists, eyes between your hands. Do you see what you're looking at? And could you put more life, especially if this is grueling? Come down. Last one for our tribe, our community, our friends. Up we go. Last one for whoever they are. I hope I'm part of yours. Squeeze the arms together, lift up. We do it first for ourselves, and then we inspire our friends, our family, our crew. And down. Tuck your knees to your belly, rock all the way up to a seat. Paschimottanasana. Come forward. Drop. Close your eyes. You might slow the breath. We've gone hard and quick. Clear the postures. Let it go, Rosie, that looks great. couple more breath. Press out through the big toes. This is called Brahman's pose, and it's one of the most important. It's in the yoga, all the yoga manuals, the Hatha Yoga Pradikipa, as one of the most important things we do. It's introverted. It is honoring ourselves. Rise all the way up. It's either a vinyasa or lie on your back for shoulder stand. Reach all the way through to a seat and onto the back, feet overhead. Wiggle your shoulders, catch your upper back. Extend your legs. Look at your toes. The breath again will be a little restricted, so you modify to breathe into the backs of your lungs. From shoulder stand, moving to plow, those toes fall overhead. Drape your shoulders under your back, tops of the feet to the floor. Deaf man's pose, bend your knees, block out the sounds of my voice, of the sounds in your home. Rise all the way up. It's a diamond or a half lotus or a full Padmasana. We call this Urdhva Padmasana, upward facing lotus. Arms straight, fingers wrap. This is a big mathematical equation depending on your length. Tuck your knees in, tiny little package. Drop your hands, roll out for Matsyasana. So the first Matsyasana, if you have a lotus, you'll keep it and hold your lotus toes, elbows down, chest up. Wiggle those elbows tighter, chest up. Kelsey, get your head to your bum. I know you can. Untangle the pose, palms touch, legs lift, 5. Point your feet like you're wearing high-heeled shoes, so there's this activation in the calf muscles, 3. Shoulders drawn down like an up dog, eyes set. Untangle, come down. Chakrasana or rock up for headstand. Bring your elbows down onto the ground. Intertwine the fingers, elbows nice and tight. So we did 7 of these, and now this is a longer hold. So walking it in and taking yourself up. One thing to consider is those other headstands require a lot of weight bearing, but this one is pretty supportive with our arms. That being said, could you lift your head right up off the mat? Take your attention to your low belly. And then imagine, like when we do our Nali Kriya, imagine you could clear out that abdomen, the cavern of the belly. Clear it out. No flexing, no hardening, but a knitting together, that superpower of lightness. If you're upside down still, take a pike, pointing the toes, elbows firm, no compression in the neck. Come all the way up. Come all the way down. Take child's, sit back, let it settle. Anything or anyone that does not make you come fully alive is too small for you. Rise up, either take one vinyasa through to a seat or take a seat. Cross-legged, half lotus, or full Padmasana. Reach your hands behind your back, catch your elbows or the lotus toes. Inhale, puff the chest like a helium balloon and fold. Close the postures and the practice down. An honoring of what is sacred, and all of you is sacred. Everything is welcome here. Not just the smiles, but the other stuff. Rise all the way up, extend the arms, thumb, first finger touch. The cleanest, longest, most spacious breaths of your practice. Feel the channel of the Sushumna Nadi, the biggest river in our body, from the pelvic floor, the perineum, the womb, the seat, all the way to the middle of our brains, the pineal gland. It's when someone has an accident, hurts their spine, and loses the use of their legs. That's why it's so important, the nerves. Open your eyes, press your palms down into the floor, pick your lotus up, burn the last little bit of karma, life in the body, lift it nice and high, protract. 5, and release. So beautiful. Take a vinyasa and lie on your back for a well-deserved dead man's pose. Drape your shoulders under your back to cradle your heart. The palms flip open in a gesture of receiving. The feet flop in a gesture of relaxation, of surrender. How difficult is it to give the reins of control over? But as yogis, we know we control very little, so we let go. We let the river take us. Drift. Becoming so still, you could maybe hear, feel your heart beating. There is no place I'd rather be.
The concept of Tantra, is that the moment never ends and we're alert to every experience. And what I mean by that is, although the physical practice is over, we carry it. It makes us more sensitive, observant, tender. Take an inhale. One more. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Stretch your arms. Tuck your knees towards your belly to roll to the right. And rise to a seat. And bring your hands to your heart. Close your eyes, bow your chin. Take this inner world into the outer world. Lifting our eyes to each other, thank you for your practice.